Coming to you live from the dingy basement. If you saw my last video, you will have seen that I have started kind of dabbling in doing, drawing from photos, which is not something that I have done in a very long time, and not really something, ooh, a little bit of thunder, not really something that I really like doing. I like to work off of intuition and kind of creating my own compositions and not relying so heavily on reference, even though I do use reference. And I'll get more into that in a bit. I really don't like doing the whole copying thing because I am in that camp of, well, if it's so realistic, and if it's copied one for one, just take a picture. And to me, that just it's kind of soulless. I mean, if you get your kicks on that, that's fine. But I I, I don't know. Before you kind of start taking leaps in a specific direction, you go through that season of kind of trying to make photorealism. I mean, if you didn't, I mean, good for you. But I feel like everyone does that, and not like I'm coming for anyone who does that, because again, if that excites you, then I say go for it. But I don't really care too much for the whole, you go out and you photograph something and it's like super detailed, and you see the pores of the skin and everything like that, and then you spend 150 200 hours doing a graphite drawing of it, and then saying something like, oh, it's this deeper meaning. Like, be a photographer. Sorry, I mean, that's my I guess that's my hot take. But yeah, be a photographer. I don't I The whole copying the one-to-one photo thing never really made a whole lot of sense to me. And I just thought that, like other naive people, I was like, oh, that's if you can't do photorealism, then you're not a real artist. And I think that is such a tremendous roadblock that's put down for so many people that are just starting out. And it really throws a lot of people off from just kind of learning to enjoy the creating process. But again, do what makes you happy, I guess. But I thought it might be fun after taking some time away from it, time is in years, to see if I could, to see if I could still render from, exactly kind of like a one-to-one copy. And boy, was I surprised. I, like I said, used to do realistic drawings all the time and got sucked into that whole realism rabbit hole, which I think all of us did at one point or another. And we associated that with being a real artist. And if you didn't do realism, then you weren't a real artist. Do whatever makes you happy. Go do whatever you want when it comes to art. I mean, it really genuinely doesn't matter. If you love what you do, the work will show it. And there's an audience for everything. With this, I can't predict the future, but I don't think you're going to see me do a ton of finished pencil drawings. But we'll see. I think I've lost my train of thought. Till I get it back, I will let you watch for a little bit. The train of thought is completely gone, I think, because I don't think this is what I was about to say. But when it comes to how I normally work, and this is a great example of me kind of fighting over what I think I know and what I think I see. And, they always say, draw what you see, not what you know, especially when it comes to like figure drawing or something like that, or, working from a still life. I have sort of developed I don't want to sound pretentious and say a style, because I don't think that I have confined myself to a style or I'm that good. Only time will tell. I think you can have distinctive, works can have relationships and similarities. But for me, I have found when it comes to drawing and sketching, I have developed kind of a way of working that basically just makes it easier for me to draw, because I love to work quickly. I don't like to just waste a bunch of time. Not that time is wasted when you're working on art, but I really like to see results quickly. Now, maybe that's something I need to work on. I'll cover that later if that's the case. But for me, when I'm drawing something, sketching something, I want to get the information down and I want to see an image quickly. And in doing so, I kind of developed this way of drawing and sketching where I've sort of moved away from basic guidelines and just kind of having a starting point and then producing the image from that starting point, and then kind of how the image develops. It doesn't develop perfectly. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm going to do a video on how I draw normally, without reference or without copying images or anything like that. I do want to show that process, because right here it's not a good example of that. You're mainly just seeing me fight over an image because I am drawing these from images. You see me kind of fight over, what the image says and what my hand wants to do, because my hand just wants to take over and do its own thing. And you can't do that when you're rendering how I'm trying to render here. If you want to copy an image one for one, there are rules in place to do that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something that doesn't look like the image. Plain and simple. And this is just not how I work. That being said, I think it's good practice, which is why I'm doing it. And it is challenging me. And I feel like I am failing. But let's see how it wraps up. And I did two just to see, because I don't think one's a good example, but two that are, I guess, equal success in terms of outcome of trying to translate the image. But I think both had similar outcomes. Would they be better if I, poured hours of shading into them? Of course. Do I want to do that? Absolutely not. But maybe I will do that in the future. I think I might try to do some more practice like this and take it to a more polished ending. But for right now, I do not have the patience for it, because trying to copy images one for one is driving me nuts. I am not going to finish these. Obviously didn't know as much as I thought I did when it comes to, remembering, because it's all muscle memory. That's what it comes down to. And I think over the years, of me kind of moving away from it, kind of falling out of love with not even the style, but just falling out of love with the process of creating that way. You lose some of those muscles. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because obviously you just kind of go with what excites you. Now, saying all of that, I think it might be fun to do like a fully polished drawing just to, get a video out of it. And it was kind of fun to, battle what I think I know over what I see, and especially with mouths and jaw lines, and no matter how long you do it, there's always something to learn. I have a sneaking suspicion that you'll be seeing some more drawings from me. Maybe not exactly like this, but maybe trying to do some fan art or something like that. I don't know. I had an idea for maybe drawing or painting movie scenes, because again, you got to go where your fun's at. And so if that's the happy medium of copying something from a movie, I think I could live with myself with that. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.